Grade 11, welcome to the biology class. Today we will discuss the same chapter, gases, oxygen and smoking. And the topics we are going to discuss are ventilation of the lungs and alveolar structure. What is ventilation? Ventilation or breathing is the movement of air through the conducting passages between the atmosphere and the lungs. So the air moves through the passages because of the pressure gradient. We will discuss that pressure gradient that are produced by the contraction of the diaphragm and thoracic muscles. Okay, so our air moves inside according to the pressure gradient, and how, whether it has to move in or whether it has to move out, the pressure will decide that. Okay, so pulmonary ventilation is commonly referred to as breathing. It is the process of air flowing into the lungs during inspiration, inhalation, and out of the lungs during expiration, exhalation. When you inhale means you are taking in the oxygen or the air inside your body. When you are exhaling means you are giving out oxygen from your body to outside. Okay, so air flows from the region of higher pressure to the region of lower pressure. We always discuss this in diffusion also. Movement from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Similarly, the gases also move from region of higher air, like air also, region of higher pressure to the region of lower pressure. Okay, this pressure can be atmospheric, intra-alveolar or intrapleural. Okay, atmospheric pressure is the pressure of the air outside the body. Intra-alveolar pressure is the pressure inside the alveoli of the lungs. And intrapleural pressure is the pressure within the pleural cavity. These three pressures are responsible for pulmonary ventilation. What are inspiration and expiration? Inspiration is what, when you inspire, when you breathe in air, the oxygen enters your body. At that time, the pressure in the lung is decreased. That's why the air rushes towards the lungs. As I told you, according to the pressure, it happens. Okay, when the lungs have less pressure, decreased air or less air of pressure, then the air rushes inside the lungs. Okay, so when you breathe in, the rib cage moves up and outward. Even you can try, when you breathe in, what happens? Your chest becomes bigger and outward, right? And the diaphragm, the partition which is present down below the lungs, we discussed in the respiratory system in the last lecture, it contracts and moves down. Okay. On the other hand, when you expire, means when you breathe out, while giving out the carbon dioxide, what happened? At that time, when you breathe out, your rib cage moves down, and in the diaphragm, it relaxes. Okay. And the diaphragm relaxes and moves up also. So at that time, the pressure in the lungs is increased so that air is pushed out. So inspiration is the process of taking air into the lungs, while expiration is the process of letting air out of the lungs during breathing cycle. This is the human respiratory system, and you can see the alveoli present inside the lungs, responsible for the diffusion of gases. They are an important part of the respiratory system, whose function is to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide to and from the bloodstream. These tiny balloon-shaped air sacs sit at very end of the respiratory tree. Respiratory tree means the branches of the bronchioles, okay, and inside the lungs, and they are arranged in clusters throughout the lung. We cannot count them, they are present in clusters. Okay, let's watch one video.
Exchange. All of our cells need energy. They get it by breaking down glucose, a simple sugar we get from food. This process, called cellular respiration, uses oxygen and produces carbon dioxide as waste.